Okay, we are going to show the HF2 coil today, and we're going to run in 120 kilohertz in the Deus mono program. So you guys can see down here, we're in the Deus mono program. And just to show you the settings that we're running, we're going to be running a sensitivity of 93. We're running 120 kilohertz for our frequency. We are running our iron volume at 7. We might turn that down a little bit, maybe just turn it off completely. Okay. We are running our audio response at 5. We're running a discrim of 6.1. We've got our silencer set to 2. And we are in 93 sensitivity. So the purpose of this test is just to show you a little bit about the HF2 coil in running the highest single frequency, which is 120 kilohertz. So what kind of depth could you possibly get in mild soil? Well, you saw how I've got this machine set up. So you can tell I've sort of messed with the settings to make it where that target's going to sort of jump out a little bit more. But pretty surprising, because usually when we think of higher frequencies, some of us like to think that we're going to lose depth. But in this case, I don't think you're going to see that with this HF2 coil. So again, I have mild soil. Your test might be totally different from mine depending on your soil conditions. I can pretty much get away with running pretty much anything. That helps. And we have had a lot of rain, so some of these targets are probably a little bit more electrified, let's just say it that way. But anyway, we're going to swing over our test garden, which you guys have seen in the last few videos, and we'll walk you through each one and sort of show you what's going on with these targets. So again, we are in the Deus mono, and we are running 120 kilohertz. So just to give you an idea about what these things are doing. So the first target is where that white cap is, and it is a Mercury Dime. And it is right about 8 inches. And it does sound a little different with this 120 kilohertz, but of course we've never seen that before. And just to show you on the screen, we're getting numbers jumping too. So the ID is not as consistent, 75, 72, and this is a Mercury Dime. And we'll see at 83, 81. But running at this high frequency, I can't imagine those numbers being really stable. The next one is and there's a little yellow golf tee right there. You guys can see it right there. And the next one is a Buffalo nickel, and it is buried 8 inches. So let's see what it does with this. And again, getting a 65, 60, 59 for our numbers. But y'all hear the audio. That's the main thing, more so than anything. The next one is a 10-inch silver quarter buried down there. This one's sort of tough to hit, but listen to it. And we'll see a 88 popping up in the window. There it is. Okay, and that's a 10-inch silver quarter running at 120 kilohertz on the Deus 2 with the HF2 coil. And again, that's pretty good. And again, this one, might have turned. But y'all can definitely hear it. It doesn't hit it as strong. I don't know if there might be a little bit of contamination in there. But again, 120 kilohertz, and it was ringing up at 88, 85, 83. Now the last one, again, a little tougher when you see the gold T there. And this is a almost a 12-inch quarter. I call it 10 plus inches, because it's probably not right exactly at 12, but it's somewhere in between, probably up to 11, between 11 and 12 for sure. But okay, here we go. Let's swing over this one. And again, the audio's with 120 kilohertz. It doesn't sound as clear or as clean, but again, 120 kilohertz is what we're looking at. So the final thing I'm going to show you guys is this chain, which you see down here. It's a very thin chain. It rings up really low. And just to show you what this sounds like, swinging over this chain at 120 kilohertz. There's the numbers. It's ringing up at 29. So very thin chain. And we are going to do some tests with some thin chains down at the beach, which we hope to have that video up really, really soon. But again, that was running 120 kilohertz. So pretty impressive, considering that's the highest frequency that we've ever had on a metal detector. And for it to be able to at least know that those targets are there, to me is pretty crazy, especially running that high of a frequency. Of course, I did alter it. I did up the audio response, up the sensitivity to 93. We could probably, let's show this. Let's see if we go here and we lower the well, we got the reactivity on 1. Let's see if we lower it down a little bit lower. Let's go to 0.5. Let's see if we can really get some depth out of this now. Yeah, that sounds a little better running at 0.5. Let's look at the IDs. Let's see what the IDs are showing. Hang on. ID's 67. And again, this is the deepest, 72. 73, 81 is what I'm seeing. But that's with the reactivity lowered. Let's go back over here to this 10-inch with the reactivity lowered to 0.5. So again, we lower that reactivity, these targets come in really nice and loud. This is the Buffalo nickel, 59, 54, and then back to the dime. And those are 8 inches, both of those targets, Buffalo nickel and Mercury Dime. It just has a different sound to it running at 120 kilohertz. But again, we've never had 120 kilohertz before either. So I found that to be pretty interesting. And I thought you guys might like to see that to sort of give you an idea of depth running at that higher frequency in Deus mono. And again, just keep in mind, I'm running in mild soil. Your results may vary and may be a lot different. So keep that in mind. And go out and test it yourself too if you have this coil coming, and see what kind of maximum depth you can get running at that higher frequency. I think that, you know, for 120 kilohertz and it being able to even think about sniffing some of those targets is pretty crazy to me. So again, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Hope you guys are doing great, and thank you for watching. We will catch you guys soon on our next adventure.